something to do. This film has something to do based on true story and has something to do with African Americans and Africans. So it's not really, we don't have people to act like an actress or actors because that's our life. Somebody said to me, "You're black and you live in Dallas. You're from Africa. How do you feel being here, living here, and how people respond to you as an African?" I don't have anything to give much when it's here. I know I experienced a lot of things since I came here for the last 10 years. And I'm still struggling in many ways. Like, I don't want to have like that local pride. I mean, I want to challenge the system. So all of us experience this system. So we know it's there. You know, if you're black, you know, what do you expect?
So,
It's with us and it's our story.
right. It's our story and something else that I would want to put everybody on with an expectancy level of what we're beginning now. Normally, situations like this they're more formal or more intense and more everything. But tonight happens to be one of those nights when we're all in the right place at the right time. Put an expectancy level on it of completion that we can do it. I have a few more comments that I want to run up to, and then we'll get started, okay? And that way we won't take up a lot of time. Basically, this is what gets you through. This is what gets the movie all the way on to TV. And I want to expect prosperity too. Like, this needs to be the million seller that outsells Rocky 5, you know? Okay, create a vision. That's done. After we crack down the most precious gift, got a vision. Look for the possibility. Everybody here, is it possible that we can put on a movie? That's done. Set a goal. By the end of, by May 15th, we should be through with the dollar stuff. Period. And make a commitment. This is rehearsal, and whether you're going to see the movie through to the end or not. Normally under these situations, the producer, the director, and the executive director doesn't allow the break or the chances going down now. They look, and without a heart or without a feeling, they say, you stay, you go, you stay, you go. What we're saying right here is, okay, everybody stay, make a commitment to see the movie through the end, and do this. Ask around anywhere. Well, I'm not sure about this, or I'm not sure. Ask for it, and then that's the bottom line. Keep our word on it. If we keep our word on what we're doing right now, well, by keeping our word, that's what makes all the possibility. See, I've been working across country, across coast, across state, across telephone. He and I've been working across. I've been working with a lot of y'all in here, the rest is here, across the phone. By all of us keeping our word that we will be here tonight, it's done. So if we do that, it just kind of unfolds. It by its own self. It just kind of unfolds. And opportunity will be overabounded as long as we do the family thing. That's probably why, I don't know, I've been playing family reunion. Y'all been hearing it all evening. But that's why I've been playing that record, because that's where we go from. And believe me, with what we got here, getting the plan down, with a few divine words of prayer, we'll kick the door down anywhere we want to go. Kick it down. So that's what we're going to do with it. And we'll go through and get this started.
And I would like to appreciate Dr. Avery, you know, he's one of the living legends
of Dallas, Texas. We are Mr. Emory is a part of our cast.
Yeah.
I see a great part of it.
I'm really the Billy D. Williams lookalike.
That's right. That's right.
Okay,
That's right. You go with me to the stage.
Yeah,
What we'll do, we'll just work off the road. Everybody hit the door when somebody comes down. Next one, we'll be started. I gotta get that plug. Okay, how much can I pull that cord? Move your camera over this way. Sir. Okay, quiet on the set, please. You ready to roll there? Okay, let me put an intro on it. Okay, mic test, you rolling?
Yeah, it's rolling.
It's rolling now?
Yeah.
Okay, African Crackdown, the most precious gift, beginning series, questions and answers. Yeah, we can have it back.
For European, let me put it this way. And, but still, even though, this is what we're trying to do, and get support from African leaders, and, from African presidents, mostly from West Africa, support, because the play will take place in Dallas, Texas, then in 4 or 5 African countries, and mainly where really civilization started, and Africa yesterday and Africa today. But you think that will help really African Americans to stand up and be proud of what we're trying to do with the movie, to bring the reality?
Yeah, I think that the more you know of your history, the more pride you can have. It has not been by accident that we have not known about Africa as people displaced from Africa. It's my feeling that this has been by intention, that slavery was one of the things which committing people to slavery denied them the pride that they should have developed. For example, my understanding that in slavery, you could not look a white person in the eye and talk to him. You must hold your head down. See, that was degrading. The same now, in slavery, physical or the institutional slavery is gone, but as you see, more and more of our people are being imprisoned, which is another form of slavery as well. Disconnected us from the African continent by intention. That it was never intended that the unity between Africa and the African American or Black American would ever continue.
Mm-hmm. And I, as you know, it has been 10 years since I moved to Dallas, Texas, from Paris, France. When the first time I came here, I remember the African American brothers who used to kill Ethiopian brothers in the store, because we were new. We don't know about robbery, for example. When a brother comes and say, hold up, the Ethiopian brother is like, no, I'm responsible for this, I'm not going to give you. And then he got, killed. But now, I work very hard also in the community, so in order to build a bridge. And now we love each other, we're coming together. Look, I'm comfortable when I come to South Dallas, and then in fact I have to be real a lot of times around South Dallas because I have to see my people. And that unity, and it's really, I love it, it's beautiful. And so, I hope this film, and I'm sure because I experienced it in many things, in many ways, and based on that I want to do this movie. And it didn't even take much to do the script and everything because it's based on reality. And I have been told, don't go to South Dallas, don't go to South Dallas because you have an accent. The African American will kill you, don't go there. But I said, no, I have to find out the reality. And then I did, and here we're together today, based on that. So,
I'm glad to be here.
yeah, so you mean you're from Africa? You were born and raised in Africa? Okay, you're Ethiopian, so we came from the same place.
Excuse me, cut. We need you to speak loud.
Questions for you will be different. As you came from Ethiopia, when you say, I'm an Ethiopian, do people respect you for being Ethiopian? Do they know about Ethiopia? Or how they picture you being Ethiopian?
Well, some people they not respect, Ethiopian people. Some they know of ancestral Ethiopian people, so they respect. But the young people, the youngest, that means the new generation, they not respect us.
Like why? What's one of the, maybe the hunger?
No, maybe they don't understand and they don't learn the custom Ethiopian or other stuff in school.
Like as an Ethiopian myself, when I say sometimes I'm an Ethiopian, some people used to say to me, now everybody knows me, okay, or once I'm on the screen, it's different. But before that's like, oh, you're welcome to United States of America. Oh my God, I mean, do you have family in Ethiopia? Oh, I'm glad you're here that you won't be hungry in the United States. As if in America there's no poor people, okay? That's the way they see Ethiopians, for me.
Yeah. Well, some of them they do. They ask me, do you have a car? Do you have a TV? But I wish they see something. When they see something, about Ethiopia, then I don't say that. But we have to tell them something, and we have to show them some books. They
And
should
Lord, this
read.
movie,
Yeah.
the movie we're doing,
Yeah.
it's going to take place, also in Ethiopia. So you think that will help a lot? That will teach to American people the reality about Ethiopia? And do you think that will teach also to our concern, to our people, the African Americans, where they came from, is civilized, we have our rights building and everything? Do you think that will help them in support of moral?
I will. That's 100% I can say they can learn, and we can learn something from that movie. So maybe that's true.
Okay, so you would like to read Ethiopia on American television?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What do you like to see about Africa? Really?
What do I like to see? Well, I had a chance to visit there while I was in service. I went to Mombasa, Kenya, and the expectations that I had were totally different from what I saw.
What was your expectation about
Well,
Kenya?
About Kenya, well, usually, most of the time you see it like, as they are, like out in the bush, you see the wildlife, and, they show a few tribes and whatnot, but they don't show the cities. They have cities there that are nicer than the ones here. So I had a chance to go out to some of the clubs, and I had a great time. But the only thing I don't like is, it seems like the African Americans here don't really accept the ones from Africa because we try to put ourselves above them. So when I was over there, it was kind of the same way, but I still managed to have a good time.
You don't think it's the system that white folks are trying to divide us,
Yeah, well, it's got a lot to do with it because really the only thing you learn about it is what you learn in school. And until you actually go there or do some really research on it, you actually know nothing about it, what you see on TV and what they tell you, which is nothing really.
What do you expect about Ethiopia? What do you know about Ethiopia?
I don't really know a whole lot about Ethiopia. I've met, a few people from there. I met him a couple of weeks ago and we talked. But I look at it basically being almost the same as the part that I was in, but I got a chance to visit. Just like here, no different from New York to California.
So this film, the African Crackdown, do you believe that will change a lot when it comes to mind of African Americans? The main thing about this film is to make our people proud. Where you came from has never been what you have been told.
I feel like it will probably change, but you have to reach what you want to reach, probably the younger crowd, because those that are older are pretty much set in their ways. No matter what you tell them, they're going to believe what they want to believe. So I guess it's best to target the younger generation.
In the future, that's exactly the dream I have, to make, to give proud and a good background for the today's young children, but tomorrow's leaders. Like, I want an African American children to feel like I'm going to be the next president of the United States.
That's a good goal.
That's the
Focus on that instead.
yeah, because they brought our people here as slave, capturing them from everywhere. But we had also white slaves. You never know about that. Ethiopians had white slaves. In fact, they built a church in Ethiopia, in the capital. So that's good. Okay, thank you for that. Are you from Dallas?
Yes, I am.
So you were born and raised here?
Born and raised in Dallas.
So what do you do for a living?
I'm currently a producer. I started my production company the first of this year.
What do you produce?
Music.
Okay, that's good. So, what do you think about, what do you like to know about Africa? And then, what's your imagination about Africa?
Well, when I was younger, I had an imagination, you know, from watching television and stuff like that. But as I got older, I still I'm around 16 or 17 years of age, I got real interested, and I had set a goal for myself that I wanted to go to Africa because I have a lot of African friends. I have a lot of Ethiopian friends. I have a lot of, you know, Africans that are from England, they're friends of mine. And I realized that I saw how they were discriminated against when they came over with the African Americans here. And I realized it's because of lack of understanding. Well, we're not in touch with our heritage.
So you think this film will be valuable?
Yeah.
Will bring us a unity?
Well, anything that could bring the African Americans here in America closer to our true heritage, you know, where we really came from, what we were all about. And we were brought from our homeland, you know, against our will. So when we got over here, we had to learn the white man's ways, everything, had to do it the way they want to do it. We was totally stripped of our heritage and of our, you know, our way of life. We had to totally be stripped of it. So I feel if anything that would bring us closer to where we come from, where our heritage, our homeland would do us better. That way, it also would help us African Americans here to understand ourselves even more. You know, why we feel what we feel, why we do what we do, or why we're so good at what we do. You know, it helps us to understand ourselves even more.
Do you have any message, for example, to African leaders that in order to support what we're doing in the field, you know?
The message I would have for African leaders and for anybody is keep an open mind. You know, don't look at just because we are African Americans to look down on us because what we are now is not our fault. We are this way because of what we were taught to do, taught to be. So I would tell African leaders and anyone to keep an open mind because we're all humans. And just because we're over here, we're African Americans, we're black in America, doesn't mean we don't have a right to know our heritage over there or be a part of it.
So you think they have to support anything, you know, this kind of film, whatever will unite us and whatever will teach to African Americans, they should support.
Yeah, I feel like they should support it because it would help bring about a better understanding of everyone. We would understand them better, understand why they feel the way they do, and they would understand us better, as understanding why we are where we are.
So if you know about African much about, for example, like the diamond, the gold, the coffee, all the agriculture, and let's say you're rich, you have money, you have business. You think once you know about it, you would like to have business in Africa or entrepreneur or whatever?
Yes, I would like to establish a line of trade, you know, going to bring African artifacts, African clothes, you know, paintings, carvings. I have a friend of mine, she owns, well, her son-in-law owns the Man and Beauty Supply in Williamsburg. She's in Africa now. She's going over there to bring a lot of stuff back. And she travels home at least twice a year. And I've learned what I've learned from my African friends here. And it just created a much stronger urge to learn more about me. Because I know once I go over and see where I came from, I'll be knowing more about me.
That's good. Thank you. Are you still
Quiet.
No, I already graduated. Started off East Texas State University.
in what?
Computer science.
Oh, so you start working?
Yeah, I work for Tandy Corporation, in a program for them.
Oh, that's good. So what do you think about the drug problem in the United States, especially around Dallas?
Well, I think it's a pretty bad sight. I feel that what it is the black people look at it as a way of getting up, getting on top, and the way the economy is, the way everybody's been treating blacks, they say that's the only way we can get out of it, get on top. But there are different ways to get on top. Education, one, get involved in community services and everything, top of it.
You think it's their mistake,
I don't think
to get into drug, or it's the system, or and what do they need? I mean, from people like you, like you're very young, you're educated, and you already started working? And,
Well, I think it's the system, really. It's the way we've always been, I guess, on the bottom because when we got over here, we were put in slavery, and it's just a way of just keeping us down. Because the more people sell drugs, the more people try to get more money, it's all going to the white man anyway, because they get all the money from the blacks as soon as they get caught, and they put them in slavery or prison, and it's just a way of keeping them back down, getting all the money and giving it right back to the white people. That's what I say about it.
when you were kid, or like 10 years, 11 years old, did you know, like in Africa, we have high-rise buildings and highways and TV and whatever?
I didn't know. I really didn't find out anything about Africa until I met some of my friends in school. And most of them drove Benzes, Porsches, all the nice cars, and all the white people like, how do you like to get these cars, you know? Then they find out it's the difference between black Americans and African Americans. You know, the Africans have more money than the black Americans in my school. And so they were asking, you know, why you don't have a nice car or whatever, and why you walk and drive a bike. It was a difference, and they figured out that there were two different creeds, I guess.
You mean the white folks are thinking like that?
That's what they thought, and a lot of black people thought the same thing. Because, most of the Africans I knew that came over here to this country, their mom and dad had enough money to send them over here to get an education, to go back and try to teach them what they got over here from the white people, and it's pretty sad that not everybody can come over here or not everybody can go over there to intermingle like that. But I got a chance to intermingle with some of them, and a lot of my friends are living in Dallas and Fort Worth, and we all still communicate with each other.
But don't you know about, most of educated African people, even though they have the right sort of paper, they're not getting, an opportunity to work professionally. Like I know many engineers, doctors from different African countries, but it's very hard for them to get a job because they have accent, because they're African, and the only chance they have, most of the people you see, like parking lots, gas stations, convenience stores, are educated Africans. You see, so that they don't have, all of them don't have money, even though they have the brain. They belong, it's like if you are from Africa and you're educated, you belong to convenience store. This is what I know, and that's
So the same way with black Americans over here too. I mean, it's all a way of keeping them down. In their perspective, it's where it's supposed to be. I mean, that's the way white people have it. That's the way it's fixed. And only if you've got time, you're going to be playing their role. That's the only way you're going to get on top. If you want to play, like at my job, I might work a certain time, but I don't get along with all the white people, And I can only agree with the people that agree with me. For instance, when I first started working there, I used to wear a lot of jewelry. Well, they didn't like it, but I liked it because it was something that I felt that it was a part of my heritage. Black Americans, they like to wear a lot of jewelry now. They're going back to the old colors of Africa.
Yeah, because
it's a heritage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. You're from Ethiopia, right?
Speak louder, please.
How long you have been here?
I've been here 3 years.
3 years? Oh. And so you're a student?
Yeah.
Do you work sometimes? Weekend time? And then you go to school at the same time? So how does anybody from the United States see you when you say I'm an Ethiopian? Do they respect you, or do they just see you as if you came from jungle, or like?
They don't respect me.
They don't respect you at all. So why? What's the reason?
Because, TV shows, starving people that they think I'm starving, and they ask me, how come you fat and all that.
Okay. And the Ethiopians are hungry there, and here you are, and you kind of beautiful and everything. You came here to eat food. Is that the way they see you?
That's why.
How about students
We understood them.
That's the way to see it?
Yeah. And they asked me a lot of questions.
Like what, for example?
Like, you know, Shakazu, that's your cousin, you know, how come you don't know like this, you know?
Something like the tribe,
Yeah.
what we call it, the tribe sign, whatever. So the thing Shaka Zulu should be your cousin from South Africa.
But I can't say like I'm East Africa. And they don't know South and East Africa.
Yeah, they don't know even what's New York. Yeah, I understand. That's too bad. So do you have American friends?
Yeah, I'm
Very close?
I work in black and black.
Yeah, Mexicans are good.
Yeah, they understand me and black people and
Speak up, please, louder, please. Or
they
move
understand.
closer.
So what you really like, we would like for Ethiopian Airlines, which is only the first flag airlines on anyway, by Ethiopians since 1946. I really would like for Ethiopian Airlines to support this movie. Do you have any message for Ethiopian Airlines? And then what do you like really for American people to see about Ethiopia?
A lot of things like teaching them and telling them, showing them,
Showing them what, for
like
example?
in the movies and
How?
how includes the lady that
Like, so you'll be happy to see, I mean, Ethiopian city like Addis Ababa or Gondar, where civilization started anyway, before even Egyptian. So you would like that kind of part to be seen here in the movie in the United States? That's what's
why I like, you know, about Africa, that's why I came here.
okay. So you think American people will learn from that and then they will respect us? You think? Once they see the reality?
Most people believe that, you know, respect us and they can learn more, you know, than us, you know, we can show and come to.
So you heard about this audition today about this film? That's why you came because it's saying because of the African.
Africa, yes.
Okay, that's good. That's great. Okay, thank you. Hey, what's your name? You go to school? What do you know about Africa? Oh, he's from Nigeria? Okay. So do you know anything about Africa? So what do you know about Africa? Jungle, or you think we have houses, beautiful houses? Or what do you imagine? You think Africa's like Dallas or New York? How do you think about that? If you say no, you don't think it looks like Dallas, right? So what do you think it looks like? More like country? Animals? What kind of animals? Tell me. Don't be shy. Tell me. Speak loud. Elephant, tigers.
Elephant, tigers, bobcat.
That's what you're imagining about Africa, right? So how about we take you to Africa and find out Africa to look like, just like New York, for example. You'll be proud? You'll be happy? Yeah, Nigeria is a very beautiful city. Lagos is just like San Francisco. I have been there 4 months ago. You believe me when I say this? You trust me? Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. What's your name?
Keith.
How old are you? What do you like to say about Africa in this movie?
Speak up, please.
Victoria. Really? So what do you imagine? Huh? Speak loud. I mean, I don't know. Jungle? How about you? What do you think about Africa? You think the same way?
Well,
Honestly.
most of the time, like on TV, they show like jungles and a couple of tribes, and like Ethiopia, they show the kids starving all the time, with nothing to wear and nothing to eat, flies and stuff.
So you think that, like when you see that, you think as if the whole Ethiopians hungry? That might go much
Well, yeah, kind of, because that's all they show
on American television.
on television.
They're making money at the same time. Do you think that when if you see me, without me telling you that I'm an Ethiopian, do you think I could be an Ethiopian?
Well, not at first, but acting means oh,
So you think Ethiopia have children who look like me? Not hungry people, not hungry.
well, when I was small, I used to think that everybody in Africa was poor, all over Africa. But now, we kind of study it a little bit, and I know that most people aren't poor, because I met some very intelligent Africans.
So what do you like to see really about Africa? What do you like on this film to appear?
True Africa, like most of the work that was done in Africa has they really done a lot of work, and it's not all of them just poor and starving.
So what do you think about Africa? You want to go to Africa? You don't want to go? Why? Huh? Just so loud. Huh?
Too many snipers.
Snakes. And so you're afraid you're going to die or something. And so you think Africa is really full of snakes? Who told you about the snakes in Africa?
Yeah, on television.
And they say that's African snake. That what they say. Tell me about Africa. What do you think? Just tell me. Whatever you know about Africa, just say it. I mean, do you know anything good about Africa? Like what? You don't know anything good about Africa? Okay, that's good to be honest. Okay then, thank you. We're going to do this movie, and this movie has something to do with drug. This is in support of African Americans. And this is really against war against drug. Okay, and so really because you're a mother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and many of our young people here in Dallas and around the United States or over are involved in drug, and they're addicted, and they're selling it, and all this. So what makes the children or the young people today to get into drug problem? What's the problem? And when you were a kid, did it was the same?
No, when I was a kid, it wasn't much drugs going than it is now. So I believe that what makes kids do it today is come from the home, sometimes problems in the home, and they go out to drugs. And I think someone would help by personally and showing the most of the people.
You think African Americans are very proud people? Like when you take an Anglo, for example, a 10 years Anglo-American boy is like, hey, I'm an Anglo, I'm proud of my heritage, hero. And, that kind of feeling she or he has. What do you think about African American young children?
I have a medicine. African type deal. Yes, I think they're proud.
How about African Americans?
Yes, they're proud. They are African.
And so, what do you know when you were a kid about Africa?
Still, when I was a kid about African, all that I really knew was what I saw on TV.
What was that?
You know, John, African.
Tarzan?
Yes.
Tarzan has been everywhere.
The leader of the Africans and they were slaves.
A white man was
White.
Yeah, Tarzan, okay, he's playing as a leader. I never really watched Tarzan that much, but I know what's going on about Tarzan. But, so he was a leader?
Yes.
The character is playing as a leader of Africa?
Yes.
And have you ever seen houses in that film? Tarzan? Or animals?
Well, I animals.
Animals? No houses, just trees.
And her.
Oh, so they don't show any houses or something, the recent invasion?
The only thing they show in the Tarzan movie is Tarzan swinging through there. He got this little yelly, all the animals come to him and everything. You know, he can jump down there. There's a whole group of blacks down there with spears and stuff. He can jump down there and beat them all up.
The white man.
Right.
Yeah.
All the elephants and everything, they come in there and charge, jump on them, everything out and everything. And they talk about what they call it, Botswana. That's what they call it.
Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda.
Huh. So, I mean, does he have, wife or something?
Jane. She finally came in the picture sometime later.
So where do this live?
They live
On
in
that movie, I mean,
in a tree house. Some kind of tree house that Tarzan built. You know, it's got a working elevator and everything. You put something in, you can stand the bottom and drop it and she'll come up, you know, else he swing down on the vine. For breakfast they go and get some big palms. I've never seen no palms that big. But I think they are.
Hollywood does everything anyway. So really it's like, so you have that image for Africa. That what you have in mind? Really Africa jungle, full of animals. And like, to me it sounds like we don't have any leader of our own, but a white man.
That's true. He was the leader. He was the most important part of the character of the film, and so everything was built around him. But I also seen some other things about Africa that I didn't know until probably after I got out of high school. You know about what Del Monte went over there, how they stripped the country and left it barren. They were supposed to put it back like it was, and everything. They went over there and got rich. Africa is a rich country. It's a lot of gold, diamonds, stuff like that. It's been mined over there that the white man has went over there and been able to get and take out of the country, but they don't put it back into it.
Yeah, we let them in because we were so overconfident and that we thought nothing will come and nobody will come and take our land. So anyway, we have North Arabs and then South Whites and anyway, if African Americans and Africans come together, we will build back, one Africa.
There's no really African culture that I know as far as because we were taught anything about it.
So this film, what do you like to see? You like to see in this film anything that you missed when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'd like to see some of how African kids, come up, how they live and everything, and not all the poverty part that you see, mostly in the newscast and stuff that they show about Ethiopia, like they got so much of that on television now. I think most of the major UHF channels, when they show something about Ethiopia, they always show something about some starving kids, send money and stuff like that and everything. They don't show the part where there's thriving. You don't get to see that. You don't get to see the cities and stuff like that. You see the sheds out by the running sewers where they got pictures of the running sewers right down there, Kids have to play and drink the water at the end of it and all that kind of stuff, and make them sick and everything. It's all part of it.
We're going to show you Africa. We need the real side of Africa. You just wait 9 months. You'll see it on TV. Okay, thank you. All right. So, what's your name?
Excuse me, I can't hear you. Step up to it if you have to.
Sign, okay. You are playing on Back Street, right, with me?
Yes.
Yeah, you did a good job. So now we're ready to do this film, and I just want you to simply tell me, quick answer. What do you imagine about Africa? What do you think of Africa? It's a beautiful place.
I think it's a very nice place to visit.
Step up.
And you, I think it's a nice place to visit, and if you would like to live there, you have the choice if you can, and because I mean they have the different cultures there as well as here, except for theirs is more enlarged than it is here.
Who told about that? How do you know? Because they don't teach you about Africa, right, in the school. Because I have been into the BIS system with Team Watson production. Remember we were working there. I heard that they don't teach you about the rest of the world from the beginning, right?
No, they don't. And if they do, it's very light.
Like what?
They'll go the traditional, what happened in the textbooks, what is in the textbooks now. Then they might add something. If you are lucky to have a teacher that has come from that country, that can tell you from experience what they have encountered themselves, then it will be a little bit more education on that student's part to take in.
So if not, so you don't know anything. What do you know about Africa when you were a kid? I mean, what did you learn from school system?
Well, when I came through school, they haven't taught me anything about Africa. The only thing I know about Africa is what I see on TV. And to me, it was just a place that, to me, it was a nice place to build and everything. But other than that, they didn't teach. When I came through, they didn't teach me nothing about Africa. It's just what I hear around, inside me, they talk about it,
So what did you see on TV about Africa?
Same thing, like walking, jumping in trees, and dancing, wild dancing, and stuff like that. That's the only thing which I had a feeling that wasn't true. And so to me, it was a place I wouldn't go visit to Africa, but I'm still trying to go.
So if you see really on this film, the real side of Africa, the beautiful side of Africa, and where we have the diamond, the gold, and everything, you would like to go to Africa? Really, like vacation, 1 month, maybe one time vacation in Ethiopia, and then to Senegal and Ivory Coast. Yeah, you like to go? And how about you? You have never been in Africa? Really? So let me ask you this: have you ever talked to Dave in Africa? No? Why?
Probably never been that around with Dave.
Well, so you think an African women are civilized, like African American sisters?
Yeah, pretty much, though. Everybody has their own, but I'm saying, another person in. So really just space for everything.
So you think it's very important to show on this film how African children are playing at any time everywhere, in the street without the fear of drug and shooting, passing by shooting and all this. You think that will help really the young African Americans here?
Yeah, that would show a lot more. Like I said, a lot of times we were growing up, all you see is what's on television, what's on Channel 13. They call it Channel 13, the education station. But it's really not showing you anything. They show Ethiopians, most of the time they're doing is trying to raise money, feed them, but they're not showing you what's good about it. They're not showing you the better parts of Africa.
So you would like to see something, the good part about Africa?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, children in Africa, no Lodi girls in Africa, to honor late Congressman Mikelina. And really, I have this dream for African American children. It's like, I wish if African American children come here and just play without any problem. You don't even know about the children, who's children, who's child. They just play, there's no drug problem. We really don't have that problem. And that's what we're trying to do in this film, to show how young people are living in Africa. the free country, the free land, I call free land Africa. I don't call free land United States really when it comes to drugs. Because the children stay most of the time at home, right? I mean, you keep your children into the house, right? But why is that? But you're afraid of, losing the children. I mean, I'm talking now, you don't have children, maybe I'm talking about why keeping the children in the house after school? Why not to let them play outside? What's the problem? What do you think?
Because now they have a lot of crooked minds out. They have a lot of drive-by shootings, a lot of elementary schools. As I seem like every time you raise a child, if you don't keep a tight hold on, most times you don't go the wrong way. We have a lot of drug-related shootings, a lot of children dying of drugs.
In the school? In the school?
Yes, in the school.
So it's really two school system now.
It's maybe exaggerated. What's they hear about drugs, they think, well, there's only one country, there's only one place, it's going to come out from this. Well, it's not. It's coming from all forms. The only way they say that is because that's where the main fields are. They think the main fields are in.
Yeah, it's like now the thing, what I hear all the time is like as if Nigerians are the most powerful drug, traffickers, and I know it's not anyway, so.
I have friends over there, and I very well doubt it.
That is. So what, do you have African friends at school?
Stand closer.
No. Have you?
They're from Nigeria or from what part of it? From Nigeria? So what do you think about your friends from Africa? You think they're just like you people, person, civilized?
I think they're
Stand right in front of the mic. Just step around in front of the microphone.
There is a difference, but people, I think they should be trained on that.
From them for not being from here? You mean? Do sometimes some Ethiopian children told me that they're playing insulting them. It's like, hey, you came from Ethiopia, you're hungry, hungry people. And the children are ashamed to say that they're from Ethiopia. They don't say they're from Ethiopia. They say, no, I'm an American.
I know that's what I'm talking about. They shouldn't be afraid to say that they're from another country, because it really doesn't matter. What's the person?
Mm-hmm. So, like, there are hungry people here. You know that, right? Many hungry Americans in the street, homeless and everything. And so it's just similar everywhere, from what I saw. So thank you anyway for your opinion. So all of you are from Dallas?
Yes.
North?
Born.
West?
Right.
Are you married?
Yes.
Children?
Yes.
So are you afraid for your children in terms of this drug problem? What really scares you for your children?
Drugs, because mostly with teenagers now. I have a teenager. I'm a mother of 4 and I have a 13-year-old. And right now, I like for him to be like, go to school, get his education, the best he can. I mean, not for me, but for himself, because drugs are really deep in Dallas, and that's everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Nothing we can do but pray and have a little faith.
Because your children are playing a lot of times after school outside of the house.
They have after-school programs right here that last from 3 to 4:30. And they have daycare that takes children. They don't necessarily have to be out there. And then I live where the 8-man black that works against drugs, 8-man, right here in Princeton. Okay, my son works with them, and and I do a lot of talking with them. They help us to cope with our teenagers.
So do you like really America to be clean or clear from drugs, and so the children can play like the way we grow up, playing everywhere and just going from neighbor to neighbor house.
Okay, it would be good for it to be like that, but I don't think it's impossible. But right now, this day and time, it's hard.
It's a very good thought, but it's impossible.
You think so?
I know so.
How about, I mean, if we work hard, really, I mean, if everybody, all those rich people put, their money together and try to change, like the president.
It's about time that we come together, just like this from Ethiopia. I understand you from Ethiopia, and I think it's great because we all sisters and brothers.
You see, that's why we're sharing the same problem, because we have the same problem.
Right.
You're from Nigeria, from Zaire, Ghana, doesn't matter.
And then that's just the problem, how, black people, accept other black people, because of the way they speak and where they're from. I don't know where they get it from. I don't know why they do it, I
Yeah,
can't
they're not like
explain.
you. You
Yeah.
have, like
if you got an accent or something.
yeah, you have to speak really very clear. Few bubbles like say what man? I didn't get you, girl. Say hey. And it's like sometimes you get good embarrassed.
Right.
I don't feel that way, but depending on when you feel that way.
It's a difference, being raised here, being raised in Dallas, and you learn, that everything here just happens like that, And like when y'all get here, maybe, y'all are afraid, because you have to get used to a whole different country, But I say,
So what do you like to say about Africa? Tell me.
well,
You want to see the high-rise building? You want to see the freeway, the elevator station, the pirates?
I would love to see Africa showing that it is, because on the parts that I have seen of Africa have been when they was fighting and someone got killed, and they don't even show them, like, President Boxer, right? He done claimed that, and everything, but you never see a building, and we know there's a racial country over there.
So you would like to really the modern side of Africa?
I would like to see the part that y'all would like, for us to see.
That's right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Really,
yeah.
that's what's important, seeing what y'all want us to see.
Okay, so the brother from Ethiopia, how long you have been here? 11 years? Oh, in Dallas? 11 years. So you lived home 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Speak up.
You lived after me. So, what was your expectation when before you came about America, before you left Ethiopia?
Well, you know how it is. But my expectation was just, Ethiopia now, which is different cost.
I mean, that time, because that was the during communist. Okay, yeah, that's the way it was. Yeah. Okay.
And that's, I would have expected to get my country. Unfortunately, I didn't.
So as an Ethiopian, I know you're very proud of your culture and that we are the only, not just only black, but we are the only people, nation, period, that we defeated the European powers. Okay, until now. I thought Saddam Hussein would take our record, but he did it anyway. We're the only one.
That's right.
Okay. So
not just once, we did twice, 3 times.
yes, yes. So having that feeling, and then here people, the Westerners see us like we're hungry, we're here because we came, to look for bread. What do you think? How do the people think about it?
Telling the truth, back in 1986, 87, I had to fight because of that. Because of establishing the hunger. When people, I work.
Okay.
People city, and they know from people, hey, you people started, what you doing here? Is it the money? That's what they told me. And I mean, I cannot explain, how they treat me.
So do you like to see really our beautiful city, Addis Ababa, and which is surrounded by mountain, which is something big for white folks. We don't live on mountain, we don't care about mountains. And do you really like to see also the 1,200 years old palace and everything on this movie?
Of course.
What do you think? What do we have to put on this movie on the Ethiopian palace?
I think we have lots of historical things like Lalibela, Arusun, Gonga, like Pasu,
Yeah, we have
lots of island,
So that will make you really happy one day. You sit down in your salon and then watch TV and you see
my country.
that Lalibela and the church we built in the 4th century, and that will make you proud. I think that will cause most of the...
Well, at least explain what we are, how we are, and what civilization beginning to, even the human race started to be.
That's right.
As history.
Yeah.
And I wish here brothers and sisters learn about it and learn about it. I learned more about brothers and sisters here.
Do you have any message to our African leaders that to support, because I'm asking President Mobutu and other presidents to support the part we're going to shoot in Africa, that they should support this because this is the way we feel here. Being African or African American, we're not proud because even though Africans are proud, we're not proud because nobody knows about us. They treat us like animals, like what we all say tonight. So do you have any message to each president, like to the African
I
leaders?
have a message for all African leaders, just with one to three.
Yeah,
all of
them, yeah, that's what
to understand what is going on here and to let people go in and bring some kind of introduction to African American and take the African American over there and introduce African. That way we can build a bridge and then probably we can together. As it happened before, like we are great.
Yeah, like
60s and 50s, seeing Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, we learn those history, but they don't know about our history.
Yeah.
Like Brother Man said, Bota. Here was Bota is really. This is South Africa. Right. You know it's Bota. Yeah, you know exactly. You don't know.
Okay, so now, you think that would help a lot? Also, you think that my main thing is about this film is to give proud to all of us. And so you think this film really, the scene in Nigeria, the scene in Ethiopia, the scene in Gabon, Zaire, Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, will change not 100% maybe, but at least 80%?
I believe it will change even 90% if the production of movie film is then, according to the models, modern way. Like, which is, the old one is we go now, the new generations can concerning those, which is their activities.
Okay, that's great, okay. Since I came to Ghana, it has been 10 years, almost 10 years, and I was expecting Dallas okay, I moved from Ethiopia to Paris, France, from Paris, France to Dallas, so I was expecting Dallas, the most beautiful place like Paris, France, okay? So here I come, I found Dallas, it's really most of this country and the Russia problem and the drug problem and all those things. I don't know how you see about Africa. I mean, I imagine America is like the most beautiful place. Everywhere you go is beautiful. So what do you think about our motherland, Africa?
Speak up. Speak loud.
Excuse me, for myself, I'm a raised and born here, but I think I would like